ano ba yung hiniling natin doon sa tribunal?
Maganda.
Ano yung hiniling
Okay.
ng Pilipinas sa tribunal?
Oo.
Yung sovereignty
Okay,
ba?
maganda
Sovereignty
yan.
rights? Ano naman ang kaibahan nitong sovereignty tsaka yung sovereign rights? Po, Prof.
Yeah, magaling ka, Admar. Magandang tanong before mag-proceed kasi yung case natin, the case proceeded precisely because the Philippines, the Philippines carefully framed its submission. Yung submission, ito na yung nag-file tayo doon ng case na to cover only maritime entitlements and the body of waters, not sovereignty. So ibig sabihin, ang sinubmit natin, ang gusto lang natin na maayos at ma-clarify is yung tinatawag mong maritime entitlements of the body of water. Kasi body of water yung South China Sea, di ba? Pero hindi yung sovereignty issue. Kasi in the very first place din, ang UN, ang UNCLOS ay hindi siya yung international instrument na makakapag-settle ng issue ng territorial sovereignty, na kung saan ang Vietnam at saka yung China, examples, ang claim nila dyan, sovereignty or territorial sovereignty. Sa atin, nung final mo yung arbitral ruling, ang gusto natin is maritime entitlements and the body of that body of water, not sovereignty over land features such as the Spratly Islands and the Scarborough Shoal. Nandun yun sa arbitral ruling. Tapos, ang sabi naman ng arbitral malinaw din. The arbitral explained that it can only address the submission without touching on the issue of sovereignty. So, ma-address nila yung gusto natin pero hindi nila kayang i-touch yung sovereignty issue. And then, hindi rin naman yun hiniling ng nung nag-submit tayo yung arbitral ruling, hindi natin hiningi yun nung nag-submit tayo ng ating submission. So, yun ang malinaw doon. So, ibig sabihin, from the very onset, just to clarify, hindi tayo nag-submit doon sa tribunal na yun para sabihin na mag-rule ka on sovereignty. Walang ganon. Ang sinasabi lang is entitlements. Yun ang malinaw maritime entitlements. So, dapat malinaw yan at ma-explain na sa ating mga kababayan kasi ang nangyayari, ginagamit ng mga politiko na ang arbitral ruling is a ruling on sovereignty, which is wrong. Precisely because malinaw ang submission natin kung anong hiniling natin. And on the other hand, malinaw din na ang basis ng ating claim is actually UNCLOS. And again, UNCLOS is not the instrument that you use when you settle sovereignty dispute or territorial sovereignty dispute. Kailangan mong mag-file ng claim or ng case sa ICJ, International Court of Justice, if you want to adjudicate yung territorial sovereign dispute. However, pagdating dyan sa usapin na yan, kailangan mag-agree ang dalawang party. So, like for example, mag-file ka, sasabihin mo kay China, magpa-file ako China. China will say, yes, okay, mag-file ka, magpa-file din ako ng counter. Kung mag-agree ang China, pero pag hindi nag-agree ang China, walang mangyayari dyan sa pagpunta mo sa ICJ. Kaya nga sinasabi na kapag mga ganitong usapin na very complex, very sensitive, limot masyado, hindi ganun kadali, ang kailangan gawin is ang the best way forward para maprotektahan natin ang claim at ang interest natin at ang ating relasyon with the claimant states like China, Vietnam, Brunei, Malaysia is to go for diplomacy. Yun yung tinatawag mong diplomacy and that means that means negotiation. Now, kung hindi ka makikipag-ganon, ang resulta niyan, isa lang the other way of resolving it, kung yan ang is you go to conflict and you go to war, which, my God, the Philippines will not be able to do it, and we will not be at par with China when you talk about military, because our military is not as strong as China. My God, China is number one already, I think, in the military capability, even against the United States. So, hindi natin kaya yon. Kaya nga, mga tulad ng iba, tulad ni na SAS, tulad ni na ang dami pa dyan na ating mga kababayan, tulad ni na Sir Bobby Tiglao, we're advocating for diplomacy kasi that is the path that is actually good for us as a country na we can articulate our claim against China and the rest of Southeast Asian claimant states na hindi natin kailangan mag-away. Kasi ang nagpapagulo lang talaga is yung misinformation and disinformation na kinakalat ng ating mga politiko na gusto lang nila ng applause pero sinisira nila first and foremost ang bilateral relation natin with China. On the other hand, these are misconception and disinformation. Hindi siya empowering as far as the Philippines is concerned at hindi rin siya empowering when you talk about educating the public about the issue na mahirap lang ang maintindihan kasi masyadong komplikado tapos mayroon ka pang disinformation nang gagaling sa ating mga politiko. So this makes things difficult for the Philippines, especially when you talk about regional standing, international standing, kasi nagiging katawa-tawa tayo. Kasi imagine mo, Admar, tayo mismo ang nagsabi na no, we are not actually asking for ruling on the sovereignty dun sa ating submission sa tribunal. Ang sinasabi lang natin, what we're asking is maritime entitlements and the body of water. So, ang tribunal din, sinabi na hindi ko kayang i-adjudicate yung sovereignty issue. Malinaw yun. At saka, if you really look at the arbitral ruling, in particular with China's claim, ito yung sinabi niya, just to make it sure na tama ang pagkakabasa ko. Ito ha, sabi dito, in particular, the tribunal emphasizes that nothing in this award, which is the arbitral award, 2016, should be understood to comment in any way on China's historic claim to the island of the South China Sea. Nor does the tribunal decision that a claim of historic rights to living and non-living resources is not compatible with the convention limit China's ability to claim maritime zone in accordance with the convention on the basis of such island. Take note, one more important thing that we need to take note dun sa tribunal's decision. Ang ginagamit dito, hindi nga West Philippine Sea. Very obvious, it's being used South China Sea. Precisely, there is no such thing as West Philippine Sea as far as the international community is concerned and as far as the tribunal is concerned and even the arbitral ruling. However, with the West Philippine Sea, sa domestic level nga, ang sinasabi ko to be very objective about this. May executive order ka na nilabas before si Pinoy at saka mayroon ka mga batas na nilabas at pinas ng Congress na kung saan supporting the word or the term WPS. So kung ang pag-uusapan mo is domestic, I think within the domestic level, within our own territory, okay yung WPS, you can use it. People understand. But if you go out of our own territory, I don't think other people recognize it. Really. So that is the issue na dapat kapag ang ating mga politiko nag-i-explain, inaayos nila. Kasi lalo lang gumugulo yung utak ng mga Pilipino and they are using it to push some kind of nationalistic sentiment against China when in fact, hindi naman kailangan dapat maging ganon. Imagine mo, mayroon pang book na nilabas on WPS na ito daw ganyan, hindi nga maintindihan ng mga politiko at kahit siguro ng DFA kung ano talaga yung WPS na term na yan eh. So ngayon, may mga book ka nilabas. Why? What is the purpose of that? To hate the Chinese? My God, that is not how education should be, extended to our young minds and especially the kids. Hindi ganun. Mahirap nga intindihin yung mga issue ng isang dalubhasa na how much more sa mga bata na yung isip bata pa, alam mo yun, mga kids, imagine mo. So may mga ganon na kailangan linawin. So ang problema, ang media din hindi tumutulong except of course SMNI kasi kayo talaga tinatry nyo talagang ilabas yung katotohanan at ang totoo at maglinaw ng issue na very critical. Pero karamihan ng ating mainstream media, hindi rin sila tinutulungan tayo at saka ng ating mga Pilipino na magkaroon ng really informed and deeper understanding on this very critical issue para hindi maglabo-labo at hindi rin ma-compromise ang ating bilateral relations with China, which is very important, especially when you talk about trade and economics. So yun, Admar. So mabuti
Opo.
na lang at iyong tinanong.
Opo.
Oo.
Dito
So,
po sa yung naging desisyon, no, para at least medyo mas masimplehan natin. Yung
kasi
nakapaloob
komplikado ito, Admar.
sa UNCLOS, hindi pinag-usapan yung soberanya. Nananatili siyang disputed, no? Kumbaga,
Yes,
wala rin silang sinabi na sa China, wala rin silang sinabi na sa Pilipinas at nananatiling disputed 'yan. Maliban na lang kung re-resolbahin ito ng dalawang bansa sa pamamagitan ng isang giyera, no? Malalaman kung sino talaga ang kanino talaga 'yan. Which is malabo namang talagang mangyari mangyayari at kung magkakagera tayo para lang dyan, malabong manalo tayo.
Hindi so worth it.
Opo.
I mean, di ba? I mean, ikaw, Admarg, magkikipaggera ka ba over rocks? Kasi even the Scarborough Shoal was, ang sabi ng tribunal,
Bato.
it's a rock. So,
Hindi isla.
magkikipaggera ka ba? Bato? Oo, di
Opo.
ba? Ikaw ba, Pilipino ka, magkikipaggera ka on that?
Ay, naku po, dito nga sa Pilipinas natin, marami pang mga dapat ngang pagtuunan ng pansin, hindi po ba? Pero Prof, ano ba ang sinasabi? Ano yung nasa batas sa UNCLOS na pumabor sa atin sa simpleng termino, yung sinasabing sovereign rights, hanggang saan lang yung pwede nating gamitin diyan sa bahagi na yan, sa South China Sea, sa West Philippine Sea, hanggang ano lang yung pwede nating gawin diyan? Kasi parang sinagot din dyan yung sa traditional fishing rights at ino-observe at hindi lang Pilipinas, yung parang kinikilala ng tribunal na mabigyan ng karapatan na makapagpangisda dyan, no? So maliban doon sa pangingisda, which possible babanggitin mo yan, ano pa ang pwede nating gawin dyan sa napanalunan natin o yung sinasabi po ng tribunal na yan dyan sa lugar na yan?
Okay. Para mas maintindihan natin mga kababayan, ano ba ang talagang, kumbaga, what we won? Ano yung napanulunan? Kung may napanalunan man. Kasi ang hirap magsabing napanalunan mo kung ang sinabi lang ng tribunal is clarificatory. Diba? At saka, one thing that you have to remember, walang implementing body or implementing force or yung, alam mo, yung whatever it is, na ang UNCLOS kasi, wala siyang implementing force. So, hindi mo ma-implement even yung sinasabing quote-unquote na napalalunan natin sa arbitral ruling. So, on the other hand, it's not a backup by the UN system. So, paano nila i-implement yan? So, yan. Pero just to clarify, and also, para hindi ako magkamali kasi kailangan itong ma-precise. Ang sinabi lang ng 2016, Arbitral Tribunal did not rule again on territorial sovereignty. It did not determine ownership of any land features such as Spratly or Scarborough Shoal claimed by the Philippines, China, Vietnam, or Malaysia. Imagine mo, ilang claimant states yan. Likewise, it did not draw or delimit maritime boundaries between states. Instead, the ruling focused exclusively on maritime entitlements under UNCLOS. It clarified the status of a specific maritime feature kung island siya, rocks, or reef, okay? Under corresponding entitlements, whether they generate 200 nautical miles EEZ, yun na nga sinasabi natin, exclusive economic zone natin yan, and then 200 nautical miles territorial sea or none at all. So sa atin kasi ang importante ng arbitral ruling, clarify niya na okay, 12 nautical miles from the shore, ito yung territorial sea nyo, ang 200 nautical miles yan ang exclusive economic zone nyo. So yan ang malinaw doon. So ano ang importansya ng exclusive economic zone? Ang importansya kasi doon, ibig sabihin, you have sovereign rights to explore and exploit meaning possible use of the resources underneath the sea, below. Kasi pag tinawag mong up sa above, this is international waters na siya. Kaya nga, nagkakaroon tayo din ng problema kapag minsan may mga ships like China na pumapasok sa so-called nating exclusive economic zone. It's okay. Even in UNCLOS, it's there. Kasi nga, international waters. However, even doon sa ruling and even sa UNCLOS, nagsasabi siya, okay, you can exploit resources in consultation with the coastal states, especially with the claimant states. Kaya hindi rin pwedeng sabihin na absolute kaagad yung tinatawag mong exclusive economic zone. Kaya nga, 'di ba? Kaya nga minsan, kailangan itong intindihin mabuti kasi pag hindi ito maintindihan, nagkakaroon ng confusion dito. At saka ano pa ang importante na sinabi ng exclusive economic ng tribunal ng 2016 tribunal, ni-rule out niya na ang nine-dash line ng China, which is the historic rights of China, is not valid. However, one thing that you have to remember on the China side, ang claim nga nila territorial sovereignty. So which is very different from our claim na based on UNCLOS. So, ang adjudication ng territorial sovereignty claim is not within UNCLOS, in a higher level, which is the ICJ, kung gusto mo mag-file. So, kaya nga, di ba sabi ko, may overlapping claim ka, pero ang reference point ng mga claim ng ibang bansa ay hindi pare-parehas. Kaya ang hirap niyang mahirap, complex nga siya. So, yun nga yung sinasabi ko. Kaya lang, ginagamit nga ng mga politiko itong complexity. Tapos sinabi pa niya na sabi ng arbitral ruling, ang Scarborough Shoal is a rock. You see? Rock. So, ibig sabihin, it would never generate some kind of, therefore, cannot generate an EEZ, so exclusive economic zone. Pero ang maganda lang dun sa tribunal, which is yun ang dapat nating i-promote, at yun ang dapat natin i-capitalize, i-maximize, is yung tinatawag na itong Scarborough Shoal is a traditional fishing rights, fishing ground. Ibig sabihin, fishing ground for all claimant states. And that would include Filipino, Chinese, and Vietnamese, and others. So, yun ang dapat nating gamitin na, China, sabi, please, try to look at this. This is a tradition as far as UNCLOS is concerned. This is a traditional, fishing area. So we can also fish. Why don't we have an agreement on this? Why don't you consider this? Yun yung kailangan mo. Kasi ang pinaka-importante naman kasi dyan is yung tinatawag mong livelihood ng ating mga kababayan. And I don't think, to be very frank, that China will not sit down and agree with this. Kasi I think on their side, they also want to settle this issue, but not necessarily on the sovereignty issue, but actually how to come up with an agreement na lahat, like Philippines and China, magkakaroon ng magandang ugnayan at magandang usapan kung paano ma-address mo ang issue ng livelihood. Kasi ang fishing is an issue of livelihood from both sides. So yun yung katingin ko lang sa akin sa analysis ko, inaaral ko to. My PhD dissertation is all about the South China Sea, but I'm looking at the economic side and the trade part of it because the geopolitical is very exploited already. So I'm looking at the economic side. So sa akin, ang pinaka-importante na sagot ko sa tanong mo, Admar, is tignan natin yung fishing side. Kasi dito, malinaw. Ang sinasabi naman ng arbitral, at I think supported by UNCLOS, fishing ground siya ng lahat. So kung lahat, ibig sabihin, as Filipinos, we also have the right to fish in that area. So why not? That is our negotiating point. At yun ang talagang magbe-benefit ang ating mga kababayan na nagpi-fish at ang fishing is their livelihood. So that is one of my point. Na kailangan natin i-assert and at the same time, pero i-assert in a diplomatic, peaceful way. Hindi yung makikipag-gitgitan tayo na maliit naman tayo at hindi natin kaya. My gosh. Hindi natin kaya. Sorry Oo, hindi natin kaya yan. So, yun yung, at saka marami pa naman, di ba? Kaya nga, di ba, nung panahon ni President Duterte, Admar, may isa ata silang MOU na may kinalaman dyan sa paano ang ating mga kababayan magkakaroon ng chances to fish in that area in the Scarborough Shoal. Pero right now kasi, Admar, to be very honest din sa'yo, at sa ating mga kababayan, dahil nga sa bakbakan ng dalawang bansa, exchange of words na maaanghang, ang posisyon ng China is hardening and hardening. So pag sinabi mong hardening and hardening, ibig sabihin, pinapatrol nila talaga yung Scarborough Shoal. And on the other hand, they also have an upper hand because de facto wise, they control the area. And when you say they control the area, they have their Coast Guard, they have their Navy. And I don't think the Philippines, even with the United States presence, will be able to win over kung sino ang kukontrol, kung makukuha mo yung control dyan. I don't think so. That is one thing that I can tell you. So right now, ang maganda talaga dito is makipag-negotiate tayo. Wag na tayo ng mga bida-bida. Kasi to be very honest, given the economy ng Pilipinas na collapsing, hindi natin kaya. Kailangan natin maging wise kung ano ang ating pwedeng gamitin na leverage over China.
Opo, Prof, kasama ba doon sa karapatan natin na i-exploit yung magkaroon tayo ng oil exploration?
Well, it depends on the disputed area. Kung ang oil exploration natin is nasa side natin, ang controlled natin, yung occupied territories natin, hindi na kasi sa issue ng South China Sea, malinaw din ang sinasabi ng 2012 I think na may sinasabi na status quo. So status quo, na sinasabi na halimbawa, yung occupied areas natin, occupied na natin yon. So, hindi nila papakialaman yun, let us say ng China and Vietnam, occupied natin. So, kung dyan sa mga occupied area, mayroon kang kailangan mong gawin, like exploration of oil, whatsoever, as long as it's your occupied area and especially doon sa hindi disputed area, you can actually do that. However, mahirap ngayon ang sitwasyon. Kaya nga sinasabi ko, itong gulo, ito yung mga bakbakan ng salita, it has may effect kasi yan, nag-harden yung position ng kabila. So pag nag-harden sila, like even this oil exploration, pag nakita nila that, this is part of our claim. Kasi may overlapping claim eh. Pag yan part ng claim namin, we will not allow that to happen. So pag sinabi mong allow to happen, wala kang magagawa kasi claim nila yun. They will do something to block that. So ganun ang nangyayari. So kaya nga sabi ko, actually pinahihirapan ng Pilipinas ang sarili natin when in fact kaya naman nating makuha kung anong gusto natin by just talking and negotiating with them, and don't make it wag yung megaphone diplomacy. So yung tanong mo is a yes and no thing. It depends on the situation. It depends also kung ang area na i-exploit mo for oil exploration whatsoever is also being claimed by China. Well, if it's being claimed by China or Vietnam, that would be a very difficult to say na magagawa mo yan freely.